I'm feeling myself. Not really. Even without the fresh cut, I still just am always feeling myself. I know you got that. I'm really feeling myself. What was I talking about? Damn. That threw me off. Songs I'm listening to, the weekly, the bi-weekly, the bisexual, the playlist where I give you some songs I've been listening to, and you in return give songs that you've been listening to, and we all have a good time jamming these songs for the week until I make another one of these videos. So everybody, make sure you look at those playlists down in the comment section, okay? They might help you out. You already know I gotta talk about Gucci Mane and his new recent project. Gucci Mane's project, Mr. Davis, that came out was a pretty dope project for Gucci. A lot of enjoyable tracks on there. As a cohesive body of work, I didn't have a problem with it. Nothing really, you know, shook me too bad. There was one really bad song on there, Money Make You Handsome, but other than that, the rest of the album you can pretty much get through in one listen without having to skip anything or finding something that's noticeably horrible, which is one of the best parts of it. You know, we got great tracks on there like God, why did I this makes me sound like I didn't like the album at all. I can't remember anything. Tracks like Members Only, tracks like Curve with The Weeknd, tracks like Stuntin' Ain't Nothing with Slim Jimmy, who makes an amazing performance. Shut down a bitch, hit the mall for the standing up, I'm standing tall in this bitch. Listen to Curve at your own risk, you might fall in love. Which brings me back to tracks that Gucci originally did earlier this year, like the Droptopwop mixtape that came out just a few months ago. Really enjoyed that one way more than I thought I would. I kind of want to just mix some of the Droptopwop singles and some of the Mr. Davis singles into one project to make like one of Gucci's best projects ever. Go back to Droptopwop and hear tracks like Though Freestyle, Hurt a Nigga Feelings, and Finesse the Plug that, oh my, it just has such a, let me show you. Let me show you something. Pause. Metro. Watch how it's about to creep in. Watch. I finessed. Exactly. I finesse the plug, I got extra drugs. I thought you fought with me, Gucci, where's the love? I finesse the plug, I got extra drugs. Oh man, I don't know what happened to him. A lot of good things are going on in his life. He's making some pretty good music, you know, some decent songs lately. But like I said, take some of the songs from Droptopwop and take some of the songs from Mr. Davis, put them into one body of work. Another beautiful, beautiful track on here that I wanted to give a little bit of shine to is Trippie Redd's new track, Dead Man's Wonderland, which is titled based off of an anime that I watched one episode of a year or two ago. Never came back to it. I think all the students in the classroom like died or something. I don't know, it was something silly. Even though the project to me wasn't really that creative in terms of what other artists are already doing, he does take his voice to so many different levels that, you know, songs like this that even carry a bit of an upbeat vibe to it, even though the subject matter is pretty dark and depressing. Pretty much meaning that where he comes from to Dead Man's Wonderland, you know, these opportunities aren't given, you know, come on, think of the word. Work, brain, work. These opportunities aren't given every day, so you need to kind of take them while you have the opportunity to take the opportunity. Shut your mouth. And basically what happens is the track is awesome.
Man, you gotta get this fucking bread, man. Cause if you don't, then you
a dead man. Oh, cause if you don't, then you a dead man. Oh, cause if you don't, then you's a dead man. I'm swimming. Swag surfing. The track is great. I don't know why, if any track on here that sounds awesome, why that one wouldn't be a hit. It has all the elements of a song that has a somber subject matter while also carrying an upbeat feeling. You know, I describe myself as driving a car or going on a road trip with a bunch of friends, having a great time, but crying at the same time while listening to this joint because you realize that, you know, maybe you're not doing the right thing. Maybe you're wasting your time. What am I really doing with life? So while you're having a good time crying, don't forget to just have a good time. Last person I wanted to put on this list is Brent
Faiyaz, I hope I'm saying the name right, or it's probably Faiyaz or Fajitas. It's probably Fajitas. Released a new soul R&B album that is really good, honestly. Like, it's heat. It's not the greatest R&B album or, you know, mix of work I've ever seen. Definitely have enjoyed some of his earlier projects, like his EP that came out. I think it was a 4-track EP, 5-track EP called AM Paradox. Come on now.
You're too young. How I adore our love would be so true.
While I like his newer project, I can't really say there is as much great material that I found on this EP. So I would recommend this EP before you check out his project. Maybe that'll give you a little bit more of an inkling into what he's really about. The project doesn't necessarily cater to the same vibe as the EP, but it is still pretty powerful. It does still maintain the same great vocal capability that he showed on the EP. So if you like the EP, I would recommend the project. Vocals are cool, not that catchy. A lot of the songs on there are longer. Subject matter is a little bit lengthier. Like I said, go into it at your own risk, but I would recommend the EP before the project. And check out Division's new EP, because that's a baby maker. I know more people are so much more used to the trap R&B flavor that they get from a lot of other artists like Party and Bryson Tiller, but I would recommend this project because it is a little bit more of a different take. You know, still maintaining the more traditional R&B flavor that most of us knew. Like, there's nothing wrong with trap R&B, but there's nothing wrong with this either. I mean, you could probably get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Only complaint really is that there is a severe lack of structure in a lot of these songs, which, like I said, isn't a bad thing, but it really makes it appropriate in one context and not many others. It's a good project, a good body of work, but I would prefer there be some songs on here that just have that catchiness factor. You know, none of these songs are necessarily catchy to me. They're just really beautiful, which is great. I don't mind that, but I need something that I can just replay over and over and over again. But still a baby maker. So if you only need it for one purpose, keep it for that one purpose. It's Shawn C without the Nike T. And I'll see you next time. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Instead, do drugs.